Jan took his time to work out the best place to stand so that he had a clear view of the main door to the Duchess's residence. He was able to observe Sido before she saw him. Her mass of dark hair was tied up with a crimson ribbon, her face porcelain pale. She was dressed in a white muslin gown and carrying a basket, limping slightly as she walked towards him. Only when he said her name did she stop. "Mademoiselle Sido? Do you remember me?" She looked at him, her head to one side, wondering for a moment if hunger had made her hallucinate. "Jan Margoza," she said softly, as if the words were stepping stones across an unknown river. She wanted to touch him, just to reassure herself that he was made of flesh and blood rather than dreams and desires. Her face lit up. "Oh yes," thought Jan. "I always knew you were going to be lovely." "What are you doing in Paris?" she asked. "What is anyone doing in Paris?" "Trying to survive," he answered. "Would you like to eat?" "I have to go and get food for my father." "We can do that later. Why don't we eat first? I'd like to talk to you." They walked together to the Café des Bains Chinois. Jan asked for a table at the back where he hoped they would not be observed. The smell of food was like an intoxicating perfume that made Sido feel faint. "Can this be happening?" she thought. "He looks even more handsome than I ever dreamed he would." Jan turned to look at her, startled. What an unguarded thing to say, he thought. I'm very flattered that you... He stopped abruptly, realizing with a shock that he could hear what she was thinking. Had his gift come back? He turned to look at the other customers in the cafe, wondering if he could hear what they were thinking. Nothing. Only Sido's thoughts rushed in upon him. "You look well," she managed to say. "When I last saw you..." And here she stopped herself, suddenly aware of his dark eyes on her. It was as if he had walked inside her head and could see for himself just how much and how often she had thought of him since they last met. The meal arrived. Jan was glad of the interruption. "Eat it slowly," he said kindly. "How do you know I haven't eaten?" Because I do." She was quiet, savouring the food in her mouth. She remembered how she had felt when she had first seen him 3 years ago. The sense that her soul was visible, that there was nowhere to hide from him. "I've been staying with some people called Laxton," said Jan, pleased to be talking aloud. Sido looked shocked. "Did you say Laxton?" "Yes," he said, studying her. Lovely was the wrong word to describe her. No. Sido was beautiful. "You know my aunt? Can this be true? Tell me..." She felt her emotions were about to spill over like water in a glass. "But how?" He told her as much of the story as he dared, leaving out the waiting bullet. "They want you to come to London. That's why I'm here." She was quiet for a moment. "I fear it's too late," she said at last. "I can't leave. Earlier this year, I was formally betrothed to Count Kaliowski." What she didn't say, and what Jan could hear loud and clear, was that she had felt like a piece of unwanted furniture, to be sold for the right price. "How is the Marquis's health?" asked Jan. He's not well. He burned his hand badly in the fire." She paused. "It's not just that. It is in his mind that he is most disturbed. My father has become obsessed with Count Kaliowski. He believes him to be the devil, come to tempt virtuous men to tread the path to hell." "And this is the man you are betrothed to?" Jan interrupted, almost shaking with rage. I'm uncertain now. My father has written to his lawyer, instructing him to inform Count Galiowski that the marriage is off. It was what she was not saying more than what she said that struck Jan powerfully. The Marquis was haunted by visions of his dead wife.